This is for all the leaders out there looking for that edge to be their best. And let me summarize it in one simple word: love. This word came to the forefront of my mind a few months ago when Gino Wickman got up at one of our regional get-togethers, and he made a passionate plea that you're a great implementer, we're great at building relationships if we put love into it. And it got me thinking. Love is such an important word for leadership. And let me maybe shift your perspective, because we all know that, but what does that really mean? And I look back, and the Greek has three words for love: eros, agape, and phileo. Eros is where we get the word erotic from, and it's that love that's felt, that physical sensation. Let me be clear, this is not the love I'm talking about. But agape and phileo, they're a different kind of love. They're the love that describes what exists within our friends and our family, that it's fierce, it's loyal, and yet it's gentle. That love that says, I have your back, even if you hurt me. It's that love that when we do something and we expect nothing in return. That's the secret ingredient into EOS that Gino was referring to, and more importantly, into leadership. So I share that with you, but now what? We all know love's important, right? What, are you gonna run out into your plant or workplace and just start hugging everyone? Or handing out I love yous like candy? Hold on. One of my key beliefs that I share in my book is that fear motivates in the short term, but love motivates for the long term. I think it's a critical question that every leader has to ask is, do you feel like your people will work harder if you love them? If you don't believe that, then the rest of this video is not going to help. But if you do, let me talk about love in the context of EOS. You see, we give you EOS tools and they give you ample opportunity to show that agape or phileo love. Let's take your meeting pulse, for example. We ask you to go into a room with your leadership team every week for an L10 meeting, and then every quarterly for a quarterly meeting. We ask you even to do that with your own team. And in those meetings, you have a segue where you're expressing best, and you have an IDS session where you're arguing and listening to each other. I could argue with a lot of passion that listening to people and having their back, you're expressing love in those meetings. Every quarter you go in for a 5-5-5 where you have one with your leader and where you also have one with each one of your team. And in that time, you're listening to each other, you're problem solving, you're showing that you care about what they're thinking about, what they're feeling about. You're expressing love by doing a 5-5-5. And then finally, just in general conversation, we encourage you to listen to people and sense what they're thinking and listen beyond maybe what they're saying, and then just saying it, being honest with them. And I would argue that in those conversations, you're bringing love. So as you gather your team, you work harder to live out that agape phileo love by being fierce and loyal and yet gentle with them, by asking questions and listening, and most importantly, just showing up. So in conclusion, go lead, but with more love.